Episode 116. A beautiful place to visit. There's only one thing that makes a joke about pizza good. It's the delivery. Sit down, shut up, grab a snack, listen. The 10-Minute Off-Road Podcast is about to begin, and I can't believe I almost flubbed up my own intro. Hello and welcome to the 10-Minute Off-Road Podcast. I'm your host, Nikki G. I'm here to inform, entertain, and delight your ear holes with all things off-road for the next 10 minutes or so. Why 10 minutes? I'm running out of food shticks. I'll say that's how long it takes the fire department to get here. I think I've used that one before, too. I don't know. Maybe I just should drop this shtick altogether. But you know, you gotta dance with the one that brung you. All right, before we get into today's show, I'd like to turn it over to the enslaved AI interns with all the legal boilerplate mumbo jumbo. Take it away, enslaved AI interns.
You're listening to the 10-Minute Off-Road Podcast, the podcast for the off-roader with a short attention span.
You can follow the 10-Minute Off-Road Podcast on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, but never on TikTok. You can listen to the 10-Minute Off-Road Podcast on whatever the hell you're listening to it on now, including Apple Podcast, Amazon Music, Spotify, Odyssey, Podbay, Podchaser, Pocket Cast, iHeartRadio, and on YouTube.
Got something to say? We would love to hear from you. Just contact the 10-Minute Off-Road Podcast at 10minuteoffroad@gmail.com. That's 10minuteoffroad@gmail.com. Or leave a comment on our YouTube channel.
Thank you, AI interns. You're worth every penny. All right, so before I get into the nitty-gritty of the show, I'd like to thank everybody who reached out to me. The last two episodes, I used AI to generate a podcast. And I got to say, it was successful and a failure all at the same time. Successful that it was very easy. I don't put a lot of work into this. And with AI, I put in even less work. I believe it produced a decent product. But a lot of people, I won't say a lot of people, a few people reached out to me and said that they liked it, but they felt it was impersonable, if that's a word. And I agree. You didn't get the human touch or the human connection. So I'm not going to do the AI thing anymore. But I did use AI to write a script, which I'm not going to follow, but I'm going to take some highlights from it. AI gives you what you put into it. So I'm learning it, and it's very interesting and scary at the same time, because tell you can't believe anything you see or hear now, because AI, some of it's pretty damn good. I had a few days off work, and I went to the Cherokee National Forest and just poked around. Found a bunch of Forest Service roads. Some of them gnarly, some of them not so gnarly. Very good time. I had a great time. But I'll talk a little bit about the Cherokee National Forest, because I knew very little about it. And said AI made a script, so I'm going to take some high points from it. I'm going to first off say that Cherokee National Forest stretches pretty much the whole state of Tennessee. It starts in Georgia and ends in Virginia, and it pretty much follows the Appalachian Mountain Range, or the Blue Ridge Mountain Range. It bounds the Great Smoky Mountain National Park at one point or another, and my God, I did not think that forest was as huge as it is, but it is. It consists of 650,000 acres of pristine wilderness in eastern Tennessee. It's divided into two sections by the Great Smoky Mountain National Park, and is named in honor of the Cherokee people who once called the land home, which makes sense because in North Carolina we have a Cherokee Indian reservation. Okay, some must-see spots on the Cherokee National Forest is Bald River Falls, which I didn't see. The Appalachian Trail crisscrosses through it quite a bit, which I did cross the Appalachian Trail, and I gotta tell you, no big deal. Watauga Lake, or Wyatoga Lake, I did see that, and that is a beautiful lake. And Roan Mountain, known for its incredible rhododendron gardens. I didn't see that either. Now, if you're a fan of car camping or backpacking or something in between, this forest has something for everybody. For those who prefer a more developed camping experience, there are several campgrounds to choose from. Indian Boundary Recreation Area is a popular spot, which I didn't see that. Wildlife in Cherokee National Forest. Of course, there's the black bears, the deer, the turkey. But they also claim to have the elusive bobcat. So I didn't see any big cats. Big cats kind of scare me because I know very little of them. Bears kind of scare me a little bit, but I think the bears, for my opinion, kind of go towards the more populated area where there's food, like the campgrounds where there's abundance of food and stuff. Out in the wild, I've never ran across bear. The only time I ever seen a bear in the wild was walking down the side of the road or side of the highway in West Virginia. But that's a podcast for a different story. So my trip through the Cherokee Forest, I was in the, I started in North Carolina and crossed into Tennessee on a Forest Service road. I don't know what forest that would be in North Carolina or if it was just woods. Who knows? And I went up towards Lake Watauga, whatever. Watauga. I'm just going to say Watauga Lake. I'll spell it out for you. It is spelled Watauga. I'm going to say Watauga. My Ohio accent, that seems about right. But started in Elk Park, Newland, North Carolina, that area. And took a side road and then it turned into a forest road into the Cherokee National Forest, heading towards Lake Watauga, or Watauga Lake. And I got to tell you, the Forest Service roads I were on were beautiful. They weren't too rough, but they weren't, smoothed out that it was just a boring ride. I had a good time. There was some side roads that I attempted to go down, but then when they got a little too rough, I got scared, turned around, went back because I was by myself. Came across some nice camp spots. Nothing really too exceptional. Came across a beautiful stream with a small, I won't say waterfall, but it was kind of like babbling down the hillside. It was beautiful. And then wound up at Watauga Lake, which the Watauga Lake recreational area. It's a beautiful place to spend the day, eat lunch. It's a nice park. I totally enjoyed it. It was beautiful. Then my plans were to go north of Watauga Lake, and there's some more fire service roads that ended up in Damascus. A couple of weeks ago, I went to Damascus and started working south. Didn't get to finish all the trails that I wanted to go on, so I was going to go north and finish that. But unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to finish everything. And we'll explain that all in the next podcast. So to wrap it up, Cherokee National Forest, if you're anywhere near it, check it out. It's beautiful. I don't know a whole lot about it, but I'm going to learn it and I'm going to tell you guys. And before I wrap things up, I want to give you a quick update on the TJ. Slip yoke eliminator is in. The TJ, I will say, is 78% vibration free. It's about as vibration free as a 30-year-old worn out, ragged out vehicle is going to get. But it is now a pleasure to drive. And I plan on driving it to Toledo Jeep Fest. I haven't really decided if I want to drive the TJ or the Black XJ. Black XJ is the most comfortable vehicle I have because it's still all stock. And it's, I won't say meticulously cared for. It was meticulously cared for before I got a hold of it. So it's still a comfortable ride. Although I did take it up to the mountains last week and camped in it, and I enjoyed it. It wasn't a bad drive. I really like taking it on the highway. I forgot how smooth a stock vehicle could be. I won't say new vehicle or nice vehicle, but anyhow, that's it. All right, so I rambled on long enough. I'm going to wrap things up. This is Nikki G saying, wheel what you got and be happy.